JG, always on topics. Thank you for viewing my channel. Leave a like, comment, share, and subscribe. So, if you're wondering, I've been busy again and allowing this Carmelo Anthony and Austin Metcalf case to, go hinder up for more details as time goes by. I feel like I got enough evidence to put out another video about it. So as you see, a guy named Jake Lang, he decides to get involved in the case to side with Austin Metcalf, and he decides to do it by stupidly breaking into the track meet where the incident happened. The same track meet that you see him on, where he breaks in just to show us some blood from Austin Metcalf. Let me roll that clip.
There's the blood stain. There is the blood stain. It's red still. Austin Metcalf's blood. Lord Jesus, help us. It's crying out for justice. His killer is home right now. I got to get out of here before the police come. I just hopped the fence to get in here. His blood is crying out for justice. We need that killer behind bars. We will not rest. We need to protect white Americans. This scourge of black violence is too much. Kendall Stadium. We need to uplift our communities. I gotta get out of here, guys. I think I hear the cops coming.
Okay, so you just saw that clip, and you clearly see him breaking and entering. He literally admitted that he broke into that stadium, and he went across that stadium just to track down Austin Metcalf's blood. Supposedly his blood is still on that ground from where the stabbing incident happened. And, he's trying to get justice for Austin Metcalf, but we all know he's using him for his image and, to get his name out there, to get him votes. Because Jake Lang, he is a runner-up for a high position. He's a candidate, and he's trying to get votes to be in his high position. I don't know what it was. I don't know if it's some type of Congress-type mayor-like position. I really don't care what he got going on, but thankfully I heard about that. So hopefully, this video goes out of what he did, because what he did was wrong. It was criminal for him to break into that stadium. And there's another clip of him doing an interview asking Jeff to, be a part of his press conference and us, doing this protest and standing up to justice for his son. Jeff Metcalf, Austin Metcalf's father, gets right in his ass and calls him out. Let me play that clip.
But have you seen the body cam footage, or have you seen any security footage
to reduce violence in black communities?
Thank you. I stand with you, sir,
on a regular basis. But today, I'm here on behalf of the father, Jeff Metcalf.
Okay.
And what he's asking you is to not use his son's image or likeness in what you're doing. You can do what you do, but that's not what he wants his son tied to.
Okay.
Out of respect for that family.
Now, I would ask Jeff Metcalf if he would be bold enough to act like a father of a deceased young man that was murdered, instead of being somebody suppressed, worried that he's going to spark the next race riots or some type of thing. He needs to stand for righteousness, not for the consequences of righteous actions always need to be taken seriously. He needs to be righteous before he is fearful. He is acting out of fear, not out of righteousness. He should have been on the top of the bus today. He should have been standing shoulder to shoulder with me.
Are you a father?
No, I am not.
I'm a father.
Amen.
I'm a father. As a father, there is this thing called grief. So let me tell you what's going on in his house. He's getting swatted. His only other son.
Who is swatting him? Which community?
No, we don't know the community, but it's happening. That's on the police to find. Secondly, he has a son who's a twin, who his son died in his arms. So that means he needs to navigate that. Then his son, who's his only son, is getting death threats. So as a father, his hands is full. So the last thing he wants to be tied to is having this complex of race. So yes, violence is bad. Young black men are getting killed every day by young black men across this country.
Yes, but I'm not a member of that community. I'm a member of my community, and my community is being victimized by the community of violent black,
here's the
degenerates.
But here's the problem.
They're degenerates.
When you stand up in the name of God, there's one body. And
Amen.
if you're not a part of that body,
I can read statistics, so I'm also a pragmatic human being.
So-
I understand when there's a problem, it needs to be addressed head on. If you tiptoe around a problem, that's how you get to the end result.
So your
of
biggest
this.
concern is the loss of white life by black people?
No, that's
is
not
that
my
your
big.
concern?
I have
The
concern.
concern is a repeating pattern. It doesn't stop. It just keeps going on and on and on and on. And we just
First
can't
of all, my
ignore it
biggest-
any longer. It is, if it
my
stops,
biggest-
we're good.
So I have a
Let me
question
answer
for
that
you.
question.
Do you
My
believe
biggest
more
concern-
white people are killed by white people or by black people?
Listen, by strangers, it's 2-1. Every single race in domestic issues, because we live amongst each other and uncles kill uncles or drunk at barbecues and stuff like that, it's always the same amount.
So your
Listen,
response is
let me respond, please. Please let me respond.
Your
sir.
response that
I'm
Mr.
saying that
Metcalf needs to get on your bus and tell people
If
that
I was
his
him,
son
I would
was
do
killed,
it.
But he's not you. So what I'm saying
But I'm
is,
telling you,
so what
I'm
saying
somebody
is,
that stands for what I believe in,
your
and I don't cower when it's time to stand.
If your desire
It's because
is
of
to
fear.
represent-
Let's
My
be honest.
desire
It's
is that
because he's
another
afraid.
Austin Metcalf does not happen next week.
Like,
and if
guys-
I was his father, I would stand
But you're
righteously
not.
to say,
But you're
yes,
not.
He's
but
not,
I'm a
but
man.
we all have
of-
common
of
sense,
white
and we
men.
know. Hold on, we know.
No,
I'm not.
speaking for white men. in
I'm
this
not
country.
going to say,
speaking
look,
for white
well,
people
hold on,
in this
hold on,
country.
Are you a
Jake,
father?
Hold on one
Are
second.
you a father?
Hold on one second.
Are you a father?
I'm not, but listen,
Okay,
this,
so when I
I'm
talk
not
to
done talking yet.
non-fathers
Hold on.
Who are not dealing with grief, you've talked for an hour. So if you want to address, I can give you after I give this message. The bottom line is this: you have a father that's out of respect asking you not to put his son's face in a place. How do you say you're going to represent people when you can't respect the will of the people?
No, no,
Let
he's
me,
not-
hey, let me
that's not
respond,
true.
guys. There's too much peanut gallery.
That's not what his father said. His father
I've
did
never
not
heard
say that.
Can we please let me respond?
His father's not.
Let
No,
me
listen.
respond.
No,
Hey,
his father because of fear.
I'm having a conversation between you and I. Listen to this.
Yeah.
Austin Metcalf is no longer Austin Metcalf. He is a symbol. He is a symbol of young white people being predatorized and victimized every single day, living in fear. He is living in fear. Our people in this country are living in fear. Austin Metcalf is no longer just his son.
Jeff, hold on, Jeff. Do me one favor, because there seems to be an issue that you're okay with Austin's name being plastered with this particular movement. Now, I've already addressed that. So now I want you to say one more
It's one
time
protest, not the
that
movement.
you agree with your son's name and face being attached to this movement?
Hey Jeff Metcalf, this is Jake Lang here. I wanted to talk to you and not be
Jeff?
led into a question. This is an
Hello?
illegal argument. This is called leading.
Do you agree with your
Jeff,
son?
can I have a conversation with you,
No,
or do you
'cause
want a
could have
leading
called him
argument?
before that. You could have called him out
I've
of
been
respect.
reaching out. I'm one of the biggest figures in
So,
America.
Jeff,
Nobody's ever
I've given
texted
your
me
message.
from,
I've given you your message,
I
and here's
texted
the
all
response.
family members, everybody I could
I've
find.
given you your message, and here's the response.
You've not given my
This
message.
guy
You've
said
given
no.
your message.
What he said
What's
was
your
this.
issue with the event?
What he said was this. He said that you, as a father, should be on the bus with him, delivering the message that he's delivering. Unfortunately, he's not a father, and the gentleman with is not a father. Maybe they don't understand what loss is. But at the end of the day, I've given your message.
understand what loss
and,
is.
and they
I'm
thought
not
that
saying
it wasn't
let
your
me
message.
let me have 1 minute of my message
Call
to Jeff
him.
Metcalf.
Call him.
Okay, what's
Okay,
his
this is
number?
bullshit,
He's on the
bro.
phone right now.
So Jeff,
This is
do you,
bullshit.
huh?
This is not a good faith discussion.
Okay, hold on. Here's Jeff. Hold on. So Jeff, go ahead. Go ahead, Jake.
Hey Jeff, it's Jake Lang here.
Yes, sir. What can I do for you?
Jeff, first of all, my entire heart rests in your hands. I would be in my position, not even as somebody even knew your son, but somebody that shares the same understanding. I grew up as a 17-year-old young white man too, and I grew up in fear of my life around black people because they were killing and robbing people around me all the time. And I don't understand, as I was a father, you could sit idly by and not condemn the culture that killed your son. There is an epidemic problem in this country, and your voice could be one of the loudest voices in this country, but you've chosen to recoil out of fear and continue the suppression. Why will you not stand with me and with the rest of the people? We're not calling for racial divide. We're not calling for hatred. We're saying 350,000 attacks on white people by black people a year in this country is wrong. Why can't you stand that and say with that? Maybe you can. Would you be willing to stand by me in a press conference or in an individual interview and talk about this issue that is larger than Austin at this point? God rest the beautiful young man's soul that would have been one of our strongest voices if he was still alive today.
Are you done?
Yes, I am, sir.
Okay, my turn to speak. You are part of the fucking problem, my friend. You're trying to create more race divide than bridging the gap. I do not condone anything you do. You do not have any fucking
That's called white guilt.
No, let it talk.
My son, let me finish. I gave you your time. You take my son's face off your website. I am not associated with you.
You're creating more Austin Metcalfs with your weakness, sir.
Promote you.
You are creating more Austin Metcalfs
Black
with your
man here,
weakness.
you are being weak. I gotta be honest with you about that, sir.
You're being weak. Condemn your son's killer and the culture that caused it.
Hey, Jeff.
That's the problem. You've been submitted.
Hold on, Jeff.
You've been submitted.
I'll handle it from here.
You've been submitted, sir.
You're not gonna make
If
us
we
back
were all,
down.
if we were
You're not
all
gonna
of
make
your
us back
nature,
down.
Guys, listen.
You're
Let me
not
say
gonna
this.
shame
What a
us.
weak
You're not
man.
gonna-
Do you know who you're talking to? You don't, do you?
I'm talking to a black man.
You don't. No, you're not.
Okay.
You sit here, you talk about Trump.
But I am. You're not
Google
gonna
my
make me
name
back
and
down.
Trump. No. When you
Black
do
males
that, my
winning.
name is Bruce
I agree with black
No,
males winning,
Google that.
but they're not winning
but
right
what
now.
You're doing,
They're becoming
but what
degenerates.
you're doing
and murdering white people.
You're not helping America. You're no more patriotic than I am. No way.
Silent is
Where
not
were you
helping.
on January
You've been
6th?
silent. It's only gotten worse.
Where were you on January 6th?
You've been
when they talked
silent,
about
it's only
patriotism?
gotten
Where
worse.
were you? Did you stand for your
So
country
you
when they
think that
stole our
made you
vote?
patriot because you showed up there? Does that make you?
All right, so you just saw that ridiculous clip, and I must say, Jake Lang is full of it. It's just so much to say on this story, and I'm trying to understand, and like, why is Jake Lang doing this? What is he trying to get with this? It's like everything on he said in the interview was like 95, 99% a lie. Like, he has the nerves to tell Jeff Metcalf that he was a 17-year-old kid himself, being in fear of growing up around black people because all they did was rob and kill people around him, and you're calling the black people degenerates and all that. And I'm like, sir, wasn't you in January 6th swinging a baseball bat at police officers on January 6th? Yeah, let's play that clip. Okay, so you just saw that clip, and all I can say is Jake Lang is a hypocrite. Like, you have the nerve to call black people degenerates, and look what you was doing at the Capitol, swinging a baseball bat. Mind you, you had on a helmet to cover your face, but we saw your face, and you had a beard at the time, and now you shaving it off because now you have an office to run, and you think by breaking into a stadium and putting Austin Metcalf's face on a flyer for a protest for him is going to help you get these votes and views and anything to build up your political status. Bro, you got roasted and got checked on Twitter behind your foolishness. Now you doing this stuff right here to make yourself look good. You claim you're out here having the nerve to tell Jeff Metcalf to be a father and come out and stand up for righteousness by joining him in this protest, in this press conference and all. Bro, and this is why people who don't have no kids don't need to involve themselves trying to like put themselves in a situation in parents' shoes, because they are not a parent. They don't know the rules. They don't know what it's like to be a parent. When a parent loses a loved one, they and their families, they like to grieve in the loss of their loved ones in private. They're not finna go out in public and start an uproar by doing a stupid protest, which is actually going to lead to a riot. And I don't think Jeff Metcalf is going to call for the condemnation and the damnation of violence or anything on Carmelo or any black culture, because that's not the type of person he is, and he doesn't even know how this whole thing started. And yet you telling this man to come and do this, be this voice of your foolish protest and all. Bro, Jeff got on his ass, let him know like you're doing nothing but causing more racial division. You are the part of the problem. I don't condone what you do. He was letting Jeff know he don't condone, he don't approve. He don't none of that. He does not want to have anything to do with whatever kind of bullcrap Jake Lang got going on. And MAGA people are going after Jeff, calling him a coward and all because Jeff don't want to involve himself in the foolishness that these MAGA folks got going on. Like, he does not want to do anything Jake is requesting him to do. Him and Philip, you know what I'm saying, that coon, they all calling him weak and all that, saying that he's recalling, he's hiding. Bro, it's called grieving. See, you fools don't have kids. Y'all not parents, so y'all wouldn't understand how this stuff works. And that's what that black guy in the cowboy head is trying to explain to him. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's grieving. Like, he's dealing with a lost son. He's dealing with another son who's a twin, who, you know, had to hold his dying brother in his arms. And he's also dealing with death threats, and the father Jeff is navigating that. So my thing is, when a parent is going through that, going through all that kind of hell, why would you want to put him in a more worse position by being next to you? Like, come on, bro. Like, Jake, you're sick. You're a sick dude. You and that coon that you're with, Philip Anderson, what, I don't know his whole name. It don't even matter. Yeah, like y'all, but yeah, y'all both are like just fake, two-faced, no good scumbags who are doing this to only build up Jake Lang's political views. That's all what it is to it. Whatever it takes for him to get votes, that's the scummy way for him to do this. But I guarantee you, it's gonna mess around and bite him right in the ASS. It's not gonna help. He already got checked for breaking into that stadium, and he was checked by his own MAGA crew. You know, using people's kids, deceased kids, to get up to the top. That's the worst idea ever, and it's gonna hurt you in the end. I guarantee you that. This is JG Always on Topics, man. And I just want to say how sad and pathetic this guy is. I'm out.